Hello, Justine D'Andrea here with Bible Journaling Ministries Creative Team, and today we are using the printables from Obadiah 1:17. We are going to be making a tip in or tip out, whichever way you want to do it. And some of the things we'll need is distressed ink. I'm using vintage photo, some colored inks to match the printable, some as close as you can get, some black ink. I'm using some pop-up tape, or you can use the little circles if you have them, a ruler, some wet glue. I'm using a little bit of washi today. I haven't used washi in a while, so I'm going to use a little bit of that, a pen, and let's see, what else? Stencil. I will show you where I got this specific stencil as I'm teaching you the process. This is a fun stencil to use. And I think that's it. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. As you know, many of us who have been doing Bible journaling for a while do have several different types of Bibles that we use. This particular one, I think you've seen before. This is one that I do use specifically for Bible journaling ministries for the Momentum printables. And I'm going to be showing you how to do a tip in or tip. I think we're doing a tip out today. If you see on the right side of the page there, if you want to do a verse and you have that type of page where everything is full on it, then you can actually do a tip out or a tip in. On the page I'm using here, I actually don't have a anything, but I'm going to do a tip in, and you can decide what size you want it to be. You can have it full page, you can have it smaller. Kind of just decide what you want to do. Think about it as you're getting ready to cut out your paper. I'm using white cardstock because I like the fact that it has such a blank canvas to it, and I can add whatever colors I want. You can obviously use whatever color cardstock you want to use. Um, and I'm using cardstock because it's nice and sturdy. I don't see why you couldn't use paper. It may not be as sturdy, but if you wanted to use a decorative paper, I don't see why you couldn't. So I've chosen to go ahead and cut a full length of what I had. Remember to go to that bin that you have of extra papers, and you can use those up. They can even be cards or cutouts or whatever. Okay, so there's a couple ways that you can add your tipping in. You can use washi tape to the edge. Or you can do, as I'm going to show you in a second, you can add a 1/4 inch or a 1/8 inch edge to it. What you'll do is just score. I use a scoring board. This is the WeCraft scoring board. This actually, you score and cut with this. So in order to score, I just flip this little thing around, and it really is handy to have. So I'm going to score, I believe, at 1/8, and I'm going to just use some medium pressure, go down, and then go ahead down one more time. And this will create the edge that I'm going to use for adding my tip in or tip out. And you can make this as thick or as thin as you want also. Mm. And then I'm going to see how the scored there? You just kind of fold it over. This way I already know my workspace and I don't have to figure out, oh, I got to save a 1/4 inch or whatever it is. It's already on there. So tip in and tip outs are really good for when you don't, like I said, you don't have extra space on the page that you want to use, but you want to use the Bible. So this just adds extra space. And you can add several. You can add a tip in, a tip out, a tip up, a tip down. You can do 4 different ways if you want. Totally up to you. All right. Sometimes I think that just placing the pad down would be cool, but, yeah, it's not working. So I am using a, you know what? I'm not even really sure what this called, this tool. Hold on, let me think. I wanted to call it a dauber, but I know it's not that. This is an ink blending tool that you blend your inks with. So at first, I wanted to do the background blending, but you see there I made that circle by mistake. And I was like, oh, but then I'm like, this is when mistakes become a cool thing. And I just went along with it. So I'm using three different colors of ink, and I'm going to make some dots on and off the page. Like you can go halfway off the page, with your dot. I'm going to change it out, and it's just Velcroed on there. And normally, what you would do is you would take your ink pad and put Velcro on the ink pad, and then take that spongy piece of the tool, and you can Velcro it on there so it stays with the ink. I usually use the makeup sponge, um, so I usually don't do that. But I am gonna gently go ahead and blend some of the colors in there. I'm using mostly the blue because I don't want white space. I want it all color. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in. What happens is it depends on the pressure that you're using, um, for the effect that you want. So as you saw, I just took the blending tool and I kind of pounced down with it once or kind of pressed down to it and it made the circles. But then if I gently rub it around in um, circles or up and down or left and right, it will just blend in with the other colors. So that's what I'm doing as my background. And then we're going to use the printables to make the tip. This is actually going to be a tip out. And it tips out because that's how it goes. It'll fold or open up outwards. I'm going to use the verse. Now, here's the thing. If you make a mistake and we're using printables, I'm covering up my mistake. There's no reason why you can't. Like I remember when I was younger and I would make a mistake and, oh no, it's totally ruined. No, you can cover it up. There's no reason why. This is the stencil that I'm using. It's from CD Stencils. I like these type of stencils because they're smaller and they have several different images on it. And then it's kind of like 5 in 1. So I'm going to use different parts and of the stencil. I went back to my makeup sponge and I'm using black. I just want to add a little hint of black to the image. And I really like the way that the stencil has the writing and like the Victorian look, more of an elegant boutique look. Okay, so I would say I'm gonna probably do it in three different places. And if you see that, like I'm positioning the stencil to the way I want it. I'm on it a little crooked. I want to, you don't have to do straight edges. That's the fun of working with mixed media and kind of just playing with the materials. So when I pick my colors, I'm picking colors that match the printable and that are gonna look nice with it. So I did the like peachy coral and then the bluish. Make sure you have wipes handy always, especially with me. I always need wipes. As anything, you can make your tip in as fancy or as plain as you want it to be. Maybe you want to add extra notes, and honestly, you don't have to even decorate the tip in. You can just use it strictly for note taking. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just stress my edges on most of my printables. I'm not going to do it on the hearts because on the hearts, I'm going to actually outline with the black. So before I normally, if I'm distressing the edges, I normally do the whole thing, but this time I'm not going to do the hearts. And let's see. So can you see, like, I don't know, see, my eye looks at it and I could see it needs just a little bit more black to it. What do you guys think? Finishing up. I'm going to add some of the black washi tape, I think, to it. All right. Oh, and if you're wondering where to get the blending tool, you can get that on Amazon. Amazon usually has most of the stuff that I use. So here's some washi tape. The blue I'm not going to use because it doesn't really match the blue that I have on the paper. So I'm going to go with the black and this orangey color. And I'm just going to put a piece down here, and I like to rip my edges. So I'm just going to rip some orange, and then I'm going to add some black. And sometimes you cannot find the end to the washi tape. So what I do is I take the edge of my scissor and I run it across. And usually you can feel where the edge is. And I was lucky and I found it. Sometimes the washi tape, like you can't find it and I get frustrated, so I just make my own my own end. But all right. There we go. That's the cool thing about washi. Washi is not very sticky and it's a paper tape. It's not very sticky, so you can peel it up pretty easily. The only thing is if you're doing it on your Bible pages, you do have to be careful because normal Bible pages are thin. Um, lately nowadays they're making journaling Bibles the pages thicker. So you can probably gently take it up, but on this particular Bible I'm using here is got really thin pages. So washi would rip the page is what I'm saying. So I added a little background washi for my verse. Verse 9, I think it is. Let me look. No, where are we? Oh no, it's Obadiah 1:17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. How often do we study Obadiah? Not very often, actually. All right. So I've decided to go ahead and cut out a little bit more. And don't forget, the printables are your um what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. So you want to use the printables the way that you see fit. If you want to cut some of it off, cut some of it off. If you want to make two copies and add two of the same thing, go right ahead. Do not limit yourself to what you can do. All right. I've decided I'm going to go ahead. This is called, I call it pop-up tape. Pop-up tape or dimensional tape. It's like that foam tape. And you just stick it on the back of your image and then peel off the back. And it just lifts it up just a little bit. It's not even so much that it makes it um, too thick for your Bible, but it does give it a little bit of a lift. And it kind of makes it a little different. And then let's see, we'll place another butterfly. A little bit more tape. And pretty easy, right? It's not too hard. I really like, it's so funny. The easy ones sometimes come out the prettiest, I think. Simpler. I like that verse that we're doing. But upon Mount Zion shall be the deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. I'm gonna have to go read more of that. Now I'm adding the hearts, and like I said, I didn't edge or distress the hearts because I'm gonna use my ink pen, and I'm just gonna do my little outline with it. And I'm just thinking, you don't even have to just add tip ins or tip outs to just your Bible. You can do it to any type of, like, even if you're using your mixed media book and you want to add something to it, if you're doing a study or and want to add it to the book, you can do that. All right, so I kind of just stack the hearts and then using the black ink liner. I'm just going to go ahead and outline. And this again, you can find on Amazon. Most of the stuff, like I said, I buy on Amazon. CD stencils, you probably have to go to their website. They have a lot of cool stencils there. And I'm just edging. I think you can edge it with your Stabila pencil, or you can edge with your drawing pen. And this is actually a 0.5 that I'm using here. That's the one I commonly use, but it does come in different sizes, size tips, and it actually comes in different colors too. I use this in a lot of my crafting. Easy, right? I like it. So the back side is where you would do your note taking, or you can decorate the back too if you want. So I'm going to show you on straight edge as if I did not fold the edge. And what you would do is you would just place it in your Bible and take some washi tape. And you would washi tape. Obviously, you would do the other side. I don't know why I'm showing you this way. So you would just take the washi tape. But because we have the fold in it, we're going to fold it and we're going to glue it. I think that this gives us an extra stability because if you just washi tape it, the washi tape does tend to come off or to lift. And this makes it more permanent. I guess you could glue the washi tape too, but I don't think I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't done it in a while. So, okay. So if you see that little lip on the inside, you can use washi tape to be decorative and to cover that. So I'll just do that real quick to show you what that looks like. And you would just put it on in there. So this one, because it goes out, It's a tip. Let me try to remember. No, that's a tip in. No, that's a tip out. Oh my god. Okay. That looks really good. I like it. All right. Anything else that I can tell you guys? I don't know that I have any more words of wisdom. Oh, except for Jules. I saw these sitting on my desk and I said, let me add a couple just to give it a little sparkle. They're just little rhinestones that I had laying around. And just adding a little bit of glue and then the rhinestones to it. Well, I hope you'll give this a try. And if you have any other ideas, go ahead and share them. I mean, I think that would be really cool. Share them with the Facebook group or um, just give it a try. I want to thank you for hanging out with me as always. And I hope that you will consider getting together with some friends and checking out, of course, BibleJournalingMinistries.com. Share it and subscribe and all that fun stuff so you can see when Shallon and Tracy and myself and um, Lori are all doing our thing to show you our love of Bible journaling and creative art. So, okay, everyone, take care. Bye.